Well, hello everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think everybody's here. I already see Mark is here. Hello. Today we're going to make an easel card, and the making of the card itself is so stinking easy. It's not even funny. And then you get to decorate it all the way you want. So what you do is that card. Look at that. So cool. So when you see it, it's a flat card, and all you do is go whoop like that. And then I went ahead and put a little something on the back here, which you guys can even see. Ooh, there it is. And then I did it as a normal opening card as well, if you wanted to treat it like a normal opening card. So what we're going to do today is we're going to show you a few little techniques, how to make the Christmas trees, obviously assembling the whole card. But the first step is, how do you make an easel card? Seriously, could not be simpler. You know me, I like to make the A2 size cards. Apparently I've got a bunch of stuff on my desk. Oh no, here goes my phone. Sorry about that. That would have been my husband calling. All right, so I better have that close and turn my phone on silent before he starts calling again. I had a kiddo come home sick today, so I was a little bit late getting on. Okay, so how do we start? First step, what you're going to do is you're going to take whatever size card. Now I'm using an A2 size card, which means I'm going to do 4 1/4 by the full length of this, which is 8 1/2. Is that right? No, 11. Sorry, this is 11. So I took an 8 1/2 on 11 sheet of paper. 8 1/2, cut that in half, so that's 4 1/4. So you can get 2 easel cards off of one 8 1/2. Whoops, you can't really see that. And my camera is all jacked up. There we go. Good. 2 off of there. That's the word. All right. Hi, Steph. How you doing? Okay, so cut that in half. If you want a bigger card, whatever you're doing, if you're going to do a 6 by 6 card, then you would make it 6 inches wide by 12 inches. It's super simple. So the methodology works the same way. Take the entire card, fold it in half like you would be making a normal size card. Again, I'll have the measurements on there for you, but this is so stinking simple. All right, here it is. The only thing that you have to kind of think about is, like, this is how the card's going to open. So this is the front, and here's the trick. That's the side you fold again. Fold that in half. And you've made yourself an easel card. That's it. One thing I do like to do, just to give this a little bit more of a good edge, is I will fold it back and forth. And so when your card comes up, it's going to rest, and then this is the easel part. That's it. It is so simple. You don't need any kind of fancy tools. I don't even need to pull out I usually use my paper cutter to help get scoring marks. There's no scoring involved because it's all just half and half. That's it. Super, super simple. Hello, everybody. Oh, we got UK. We got Ohio in the house. All kinds of fun people. All right. So now that we have the base of our card, we're going to build from there. So the first step, what I'm going to do is I am going to pull out, and we're going to stamp. We're going to make, and so just to show you the little card again, we are going to make those Christmas trees. All right. So super cute. Don't you love it? I'm using some pattern papers that have come from Adorn It. This is the main pattern paper that is coming from Adorn It. And so I pulled the top, and then you can see it has all these beautiful stripes. And that is where I got the stripe for the bottom right here. So I pulled that stripe. And so you could pull from whatever stripes. You could even, oh, thank you so much, Mark. You could even, if you wanted to, you could cut one of these little guys out here, and that could be the focal point. Or you could take an oval die and oval die that out. So I had my ovals. Yes, here they are. Spills mine. So you could take a little oval die and oval die that out, and that could be the main focal point instead of doing this. So if you wanted just to use like a pattern paper and use the cutesy elements, I mean, look how cute this one would be. And these are the nested oval dies that I got from scrapbook.com. I love them. I love all those nested dies because it makes great for shaker cards and all kinds of stuff. And so I didn't do this on camera, but I've already die cut out the blue, which is the blue from here. And then I just did a white, and I love that contrast of one color on top of the other, which just makes all the layers pop. So I already did all that prior to the video going on. And then I found another one of their papers that I thought matched really well. And on the backs of their papers for Adorn It, they actually say, what are their coordinating lines? So it gives you some of the papers, which I think is so super handy. It tells you, oh, hey, well, this is what's the papers of which I cut it off. I cut it off on this one, but so this one's Stitch Snowflakes. And so for the Snowy Friends, for Stitch Snowflakes, this goes, oh yeah, Stitch Snowflakes is one of the coordinating papers. And so you know that the color tones are there. So you can see this, they use the same versions of the colors. And so we used a portion of this paper as well. All right, so let's get that stuff out of the way. Just little bits and bobs. All right, so I am going to use my Misty. And I already have my paper in here. And I wanted to show you a little trick. Now I'm going to do a video on this later. So this is just a little bit of a quickie. All right. Ooh, that's really bad. Let me raise my camera up. Okay, so this is a box. You're going to see how messy my desk is here. All right, so this is a box that comes from Xyron. And this is how I store my stamps. This is just a little bit of an inside, and I'm going to have them more detailed. And I've got about 6 or 7 boxes of these. I personally organize my stamps by company. And so, like, for instance, I've got lawn fawn. So I took the little front piece, put the lawn fawn in there, started sorting it. And if they were small stamps or small dies, I just popped them in like this. If they were larger stamps, I took them out of the package. And because most, like, for instance, lawn fawn, it says out of this world, it's down there at the bottom. Here's another one from a brand new company called Ida Rose. I have their stamps in here, and there's little dividers. You can see them. Here's some Simon Says stamp ones, and they're all in here organized. My taller ones, I can lean, and they just kind of cascade towards the back, so it works really well. And then in the back, I have all my Unity stamps, and so I just keep those inside the baggies right here. And so today we are going to be working with the Unity stamps, and we're working with Ann Butler's new stamps. And so this is one of them. I'm not using it, so I'm actually going to put it away right now. So this is one of them. It's a builder, and it looks like an ornament. So I'm going to pop that back and store it and stick it away. This is another version of hers that we just got in. Again, storing time. And then we are going to be playing with this. Now on the card, and I'm going to go ahead and put my box away. So just to show you how little sneaky peek. Again, video coming on how I did that, but it could not be simpler. I also love the fact that there's a top to the box. I know a lot of people store their dies and their stamps specifically in that upright position, but then there's no lid on them. And I don't have a whole lot of shelf space. I have to go vertical with everything. So if it has a lid, I can stack one box on top of another and then go and put them on top of my shelf, which is how I have them. You got a YouTube channel. Awesome. All right, you guys can see all the peripheral crap I have. I'm going to lower this back down so you guys can see a little bit better. So with the original stamp that I did, and I'm not going to show you right now how to do this, but it's actually, I mean, I can show you very, very briefly. What I did is I took the solid stamp, which is right here. It's that solid piece right here. And I went and I stamped it, all of them vertically, and gave myself a space, right? And so I did it in the light color. So I took this color blocks and did the lightest tone because it matched with the, actually I did the colors of the stamps first, and then I found paper that matched. And it happened to be paper that was like, oh, that's really pretty. That works. So happy coincidence. I love it. And so, so I did the lighter stamp, and then I took one that came from this set that looks like the plaid, and I went vertically with it. So horizontally with it. So vertical, and then I spaced it. I should have, and I didn't do it on this card, I spaced it too wide with the main strip. I should have gone a little bit closer. That was the only thing I would change. And so I did the same thing with here. So you can see the vertical strips, and then I did the horizontal strips, and it gives you that plaid effect, which I think is pretty cool. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do kind of like I did with the background tree. The background tree on this one I did with little Christmas trees, as you can see right here. But this time we're going to do it with snowflakes. So this is a really cool system. And instead of doing it the lighter color, I'm going to do it the darker color this time. And I'm going to move my ink over here because I'm going to get in the way if not. So I like my Misty for this because I have to line up my stamps just perfectly. And it's a brand new stamp. So when you get these brand new stamps from Unity Stamp Company, you want to peel off the backing. It's just how they manufacture them. You don't have to put them back on when you're done. And then this is the part. And what I did with my Misty is I pulled out the foam sheet. So when you do that, this fits almost snug fit. So that's kind of a little trick with the Misty that took me a long time to remember that. So I'm going right up against the edge here. The cool thing about the snowflake pattern is there's no upside or downside. So I can go any which direction I want. I'm just inking up my stamp real fast. I'm going to slide that guy right back down here. This is my clear stamp ink, and unfortunately clear stamp is no longer in existence. They decided to close up shop. So if you have a clear snap ink that you're like, I have to have that, go get it, because they're not making them anymore. Once they're gone, they're gone. And so you could, you know what, I think I might flip this around. I think this is meant, they're supposed to be like a builder set. Some of the stamp sets that she's made, they line up just perfectly so that the pattern flows. And not sure. I don't think, well, maybe if I try to see if I could rotate it like 180 degrees. I'm not going to worry about it. It'll just be a pretty background. So some of the stamps that this is not the first one that she's done, where the patterns line up just perfectly. So for instance, if you did the honeycomb, it would line up. Some of the other ones don't line up just perfectly, but the plaid would look really cool. But she has other versions out there that do line up, but I just think it's a cool background. And if you wanted to, like for this one, I didn't do it. I did the exact same way each time. I'm going to flip it this time. So we're going to flip. Crap, now I can't think. Okay. How did I have it? Well, I think I got it flipped around. And all I'm doing, and this is actually a design that Ann Butler came up with, where there's no seam. So you can butt one stab up right next to the other. And oh yeah, I did. I flipped it around this time. That's cool. Just a little bit of a different pattern. So you could also alternate colors. You can have all kinds of fun with it. So it just creates kind of a fun background. And I thought, well, I'm going to stamp the background, and then we're going to die cut it out to create even more interest. Oops, move that over. Hey, MM, who else is on? Cheryl's. Oh, yeah, is that right, Cheryl's? And then Trisha. Hi everybody. How's everybody doing? All right, let me see if I can get this to rotate again. I think I have this backwards. So I'm flipping this around all directions. You could make plaids. Usually plaids are like, you know, stripes of different directions, but why not take these that are different patterns and make them into plaids? I mean, that'd be kind of cool. Plaid is all on trend this year. So look, just kind of this cool background. So you made your own background paper in the color that you specifically wanted with these stamps. And in every one of these stamp kits, you get 6 of them, which I think is pretty cool. So it's just a matter of lining them up. The Misty does make life a whole lot easier for you, let me tell you. I'm just going to snag a tiny bit of a paper towel real fast. There we go. Just clean that up before I put it away. This ink is a very juicy ink. It's a chalk ink. Nope, that's the wrong set. Putting them in the wrong one. So you need to be careful about smearing. So I have one little trick. I'm going to pop my stamps down below because we're done with those, which is right here. So this is a little powder pouch. It's called the Scrap Perfect pouch. It's got a little bit of powder inside of it. So it'll set my ink, and I'm just going to tap this in my trash can to get it off. That way the ink doesn't smear. And now you don't want to rub it right away, but it'll just set your ink just a little bit better than if you didn't do anything. Otherwise, you could smear it. And if you look real closely, I wasn't paying attention. I did a tiny bit of a smear on this one. So I don't know if you can see that. It's supposed to be rustic, so I'm going to go with it. And then we're going to move our ink off to the side. Now, for this size, oh, I didn't get that in all the way. There we go. My precious inks, because I can't buy them anymore. I feel like so. Oh, well. All right. So I can fit 2 of my Christmas trees. My Christmas trees, excuse me, I just itched my O's, is coming from Maker's Movement. This is actually the die set that goes with a stamp set of theirs. But I was like, you know what? How many cute dies do I have that have stamps already, or maybe don't have stamps, that all I have to do is build a background for it and then die cut it out, and look how cute they look. It's like you're getting another use out of your dies because they have a cool background versus, I mean, you could even do it with a snowman. You know, there's a little baby Christmas tree you could do it with. So just look at the shapes. If it's a shape that it's recognizable, if it's this kind of blob looking thing and you're like, I have no clue what that is, it may not work, but it definitely would work with a shape that you can recognize. So we're going to do it with this guy. So what I'm going to do, just to give myself 2, if I flip it and go the other direction, meaning I do the next one this direction, then I can get 2 out of just one set of stamps. So didn't work so hot with my Christmas trees in the background, which the glare on here is a little bit too much. I don't know if you guys can see my angle. Okay, so you can barely see it. The ink is really faint. So the Christmas trees on here are facing upward. So when I flipped my die upside down, all my Christmas trees are upside down, which actually wasn't too bad. I threw it away because I was my tester to see if I liked the dark color ink, because their Christmas trees were upside down anyway. So just be careful if that's not something that you're wanting, that just flip it around. So when I cut this, instead of cutting it perfectly, I'm going to cut the diagonal, mostly because I'm going to use my small little die right now. And I put my stuff somewhere. So where are my, there. I keep hiding all my stuff everywhere. Just supposedly out of view on camera. That's not. It's on camera. Can't lie. You can see all my crap. It's not as bad as it normally would be. But there you go. So this tutorial is actually twofold. One fun way to use all of your stamps and your dies. I'm going to go ahead since I'm here. And you know what? I'm going to save that. I'll save that for another time, because we're going to make one card together. I will remake this card as a speedy card. It might take a week or so to get up for Facebook. So if you want to see, you're like, what did she do? I remember she did it. Go to my Facebook channel. All the cards I do is my live. I do a very short, quick, like under 3 minutes, but it's super fast and you don't hear all my tips and tricks. It's just kind of a reminder. And so then you can come watch the longer video again to get your full information. All right. So for these cards, there's my pen. We are going to do a little something. I felt, and this is what it is. I felt when I layered the cards like this, or the trees, they blended into each other. It's like they kind of hid, and they were on a white circle. So I was like, I really can't see it very well. And so when I did it this way, my lights are like super bright today. I don't know what's going on here. Hang on. Is that a little better? Sorry, I just totally hit my camera. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Okay. Not making it so glaringly bright at this moment. So I said, well, what if I like edge the edge of all of these? And then you can definitely see there's two trees. They're not blending into each other. I don't know, just made them pop a little bit more. So I was playing around with the colors, and then I pulled in the twine, and then I did also on the stitching on the edge of this. So obviously I don't want to make my mat all gross. So all I did, and I tried the ink first because it was already the same colors, and it just didn't look good. It didn't hit the spots I wanted. I wanted an outline. I wanted to make it look like there was another layer. And there's so many little nooks and folds and, weavings of this. So all I'm doing is I'm going along the edge and just basically giving it a little bit of an outline. And could you do these in whatever color? Well, obviously you can do whatever color you want, because I picked my favorite colors, blue and teal. And they were the two colors that were on the inks. And then I found the papers that matched. But you could go totally traditional Christmas and do the red and green. You can go, you could make this orange. You can have fun with it. So I just did the colors that I liked and then had fun with that. So there's my little Christmas tree. I want a little bit more right here. So there we go. And it just outlines that tree, just makes it pop a little bit more fun. And it brings in just another layer and tone of those colors, which is kind of similar to the background paper that's on here, right there. And that light's all bright too. Is that better? Sorry, I'm changing my lights around. Hopefully that'll help. There we go. So my son came home sick today. He's my middle schooler. I feel like I'm too young to have a kid who's a teenager, who's in middle school, soon to be high school next year. It's crazy, but that's cool. And so he's got this nasty little cough, and they called me and they're like, he has a fever, so he has to come home. And, he's coughing and he's tired, and he hasn't really done much of anything since he's been home. So he'd obviously have a really miserable time at school. But because he had a fever today, and even though he might be absolutely fine tomorrow, he can't go tomorrow because you have to be 24 hours fever free. Yay. It's all good. This is when I really enjoy working from home. See, I don't like that color. There we go. Okay, so here are our two little trees. I'm going to throw away my little scratch paper. It's just a scratch paper that I have. My two trees. And now it's time to build on our easel card, of which I stashed right here. Okay, so now that we know how to build our easel card, remember, it was fold, fold. That's it. Now it's time to start building all of our layers. So we have all of our bits and pieces here. Let's do the inside part first. So on the inside, I have this pretty paper. So we're going to go ahead and build with that, of which I also love this one. I was truly debating, and maybe, you know what, just for grins and giggles, let's change up the background on this one to be this color, because it does fit with that minty color. It works, right? It's awesome. So we're going to do that. We're going to flip it and do the other side. This one, I kept the same colors. So you can go either way with it. Maybe we'll do it for both, because this is a two-sided, again, from Adorn It, so the colors all work. And maybe I can do the top this color too, because I have the top. We'll play with it. We'll see what we like. We'll build it and see what we think. But that could work. See, the trees go well with that. See, look, it's just a little different, but it's the same. Why not? All right, so that goes there. I already pre-cut and I glued it down, and this is the difference, and we're going to see if we like it or not. This is the joy of being able to try out different cards. So initially I built this strip and I cut it from that pattern paper originally had, and I made it the same width as the layer on here, not the width of the card. And I was like, I don't know if I like it. So for this one, I made it the entire width of the card, the 4 1/4. But for this one, let's keep it the width of the background paper, which is just 4 inches. And then the strip itself is 1 inch wide. So just layer it there. And that's what holds the easel, so it doesn't keep sliding forward. If this piece wasn't here and you kind of tuck it under a tiny bit, then the whole thing slides forward. But that's what gives you. So anything you want to put here as a strip, it could be a sentiment, of which I put that on crooked. There we go. It could be a sentiment. I love the fact it's just kind of the strip because we have this really, really busy and kind of fun decorative piece. So it looks like it's a sweater. It's kind of rustic, kind of that Scandinavian vibe. It's kind of where I'm going with it. All right, so we're going to put that there. And then the only thing that we have left is we're going to put a sentiment. So I have my sentiments from Ann Butler, a whole bunch of really pretty sentiments. Christmas memories are timeless treasures to hold in your heart forever. Excuse me, that's the one we're going to use today. It's what I have popped out, but just some other ones on here. Wishing you a holiday season filled with joy and happiness. May the blessings of your season fill your heart and home. A little Christmas magic to make everything better. And then Christmas, this Christmas, I wish you more sparkle and less stress. So I just think these are awesome sentiments to pop in there and have fun. And oh, look, I did this completely the other direction. It still works. That is kind of funny. Oops. Oh, well. All right. So now we're going to ink up this. And I was debating, do I want to use one of the same ink colors I've already used? You know what? If I do this upside down, it's all good because it's just a square. There we go. I thought, no, I'm going to make this black. I just want this to pop. And then I decided to make it just to give it a little bit of something else going on. I'm going to round the corners to make it just a little more special. I have had this corner rounder for ages. And how many of you have a corner rounder? Truthfully, it was my first punch I got when I did all the scrapbooking, which, you know, I haven't scrapbooked a page in forever. I still paper craft. I mean, obviously I still paper craft, but I haven't gotten into like the true scrapbooking in just ages. All right, so pop that in there. And so that is similar. So look, it's different, but the same, right? I actually made this one a little bit taller. So you can make this sentiment on the inside, whatever you like. All right, so there's that piece. Now we're going to build from the front. Now, one thing I did do is that I went ahead and I put just a little interest. You really don't see it, so it hides. But when you lift your card up, it just is a little something on the back of the card. It just kind of hides back there. It's just a little interest. And so that's what we're going to do. Mark says, hi, love blue and red. Oh, love the background. Thanks for the ideas. Oh, you're welcome. You're most absolutely welcome. So we're going to pop this on here. And whenever I do lay my pieces, I always look at the corners and go, does that look even from side to side and all around? Then I pop that in there. So that's going to get hidden. And then we're going to build from here. And so I'm going to go ahead and place down this piece because I know this is definitely going to be going down. So we're going to place that piece right there. Ta-da. All right, so other pieces we can go ahead and layer down are our 2 ovals. So let's go ahead and put one oval on top of the other, because I want to decide if I want to do this side, that kind of green, I don't know, more of a mint versus more of the light blue. And I don't know. Oh, you know what? On camera, that looks like it's the same color. That's so weird. For me, it's funny how it changes. I hate it when it does that, when it changes color. In reality, this is more, let's see if this shows up. You see this color of the string? This paper is more like that color. That is so strange how it shows up. It looks like it's the same color here. I hate it when it does. How cold are we up here? Okay, so I just live outside the Austin area in case everybody wants, you know, where we are. And right now, I'm not sure because I don't have my phone out with me, but I know when I took the kids to school this morning, it's 31. And oh, actually, you know what? When I went and picked my son up from school because he had to come home due to his fever, it was 40. And I was in such a rush. I was on a phone call, and then they jumped in on the line. Sorry, I'll build while we're talking. They jumped in on the line with me, and I didn't answer it right away and they left a message. And I was like, well, if it's something important, to leave a message. Oh, they left a message. Come get your son. He's got a fever. And I rushed out of here without grabbing a jacket. I just have like a sweatshirt on and I was freezing. Took us off. All right. You know what? I like that. I like this paper. It picks up the tone of that lighter part, which is in this strip right here. These match really well. There you can kind of see a little bit of the different tones right now. It's a little more greeny in person. So let's do that. Let's do this one. We're going to use this side. All right. And, oh, did I do that? Oh, shoot. Okay. Don't do the mistake I just did. Crud. I just did it. Okay. When you're making your easel card, you do not want to add adhesive to this side because it pops up. Good thing I didn't put a whole lot on there. So I need to go back right now. This is my boo-boo. And, oh, I didn't put that much on. Awesome. I'm just rubbing it off real fast before it gets too stuck. There is an adhesive remover that Xyron makes that's fantastic, and it's somewhere on the crap of my desk. I should take a picture of what my desk looks like. It is just crazy. All right, so this feels good. I'm not feeling any adhesive. I must have not gone too strong on that side. So now when your card pops up, and now I need to there we go. There it is. It goes like that. All right. But when this is down, everything that we do now can be stuck. So I already put my adhesive on here, I think. Did I? Yeah, I did. So stick this down. And there that is. And then it'll still pop up. So don't worry about that. Here we go. Oh, I need to get a little bit more because it's still a little sticky, but it's not too bad. So there it is. Goes like that. All right. Now we need to start building even more. So the next step is that we have this. Now, I can see where the crease is, probably on camera. You guys can't see it as well. So I can see where the crease is. And at first I was like, okay, I want to have my strip just below my crease. And then I built my card and it looked funny. It looked, I don't know, it kind of works now that I see it again. It doesn't look completely weird, but I liked it a little bit. I don't know, maybe we'll do that. I did it a little higher. I went just a smidgen higher on this card, but maybe we'll build it with it down. Why not, right? So I have this twine. I've had this twine forever. And my trick, go ahead and put my adhesive down. We're actually going to pop dot it, but it's going to give my string something to stick to. And twist, and don't make it tight so it doesn't buckle on you. There we go. I want to have 3, and I like to have them, that looks too, looking at the wrong side. I want it to cross. And I want it to cross. So it looks like, and again, it's too tight. So it looks like it's got some interest. Here I only did 3, but you know what? I think I'm going to do 5 on this one. I want more. I felt like I just didn't have enough. So odd numbers are best for something like this. So we're going to do 5. And what do you guys think? Look good? I think it looks good. We're going to go with it looks good. So there we go. Snippy this off. And then I already have most of my twine. Look, it's stuck already. It's already there. I didn't have to worry about anything else. So I could just stick this right down, but I wanted to pop it up. I wanted to have a little bit of dimension. So you guys have seen me make these before. It's my homemade pop dots or foam tape or whatever. I take my Xyron, I take fun foam that the kids have, run it through, pull it out, tear off the top, flip it over, run it through so it makes it sticky on both sides, and you get your fun foam tape. So that's awesome. I'm going to put a piece here. I'm going to do a third one. If you hear noise in the background, it's my son. He's doing really good considering that he can't stop coughing. We've given him meds and stuff, but oh, there it is. Grabbing the wrong thing. All right. And then, oops, I already took the backing off. There we go. Get rid of my little trash piece. It's so fun and easy. And oh my God, it's so much cheaper. Let me tell you. Okay. Peel that off. Oops. Grab from the other side. It ripped on me. And then we are going to lay, and let's go ahead. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and line this up so it fits right with that seam. So therefore, when it lifts up, it's right like at that crease mark. Not sure if it's going to work or not. Who else has joined us? Hi, Tanya. Hi, Belinda. I already answered your question, Belinda, but I didn't say your name. I'm so sorry. Hi, Danielle. Hello, everybody. Hey, everybody. If I missed you, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to see what's going on here. So I do have a question for you. Do any of you still use traditional punches? Like I know this is just a corner rounder punch, but do any of you use like circle punches, shape punches, like all these, like there's some hinge or those like big circles. Do any of you still use those punches, or have you started purging them because meh, not so interested anymore? I don't know. I'm kind of curious about that. All right, so now we're going to build our circle. So I put the plaid one on the top initially, but maybe we'll flip it around because I have that smear mark. I can cover it up. This is how you cover up your boo-boos. You layer stuff on top of it. And then it's, yeah, I like that one. So let's put our plaid tree on the bottom. Oops, and I forgot to turn off the sound of my computer. Someone's messaging me. All right, next. Sounds off. All right, we're gonna layer this one down right there. There we go. Ta-da. Okay, and then we have our Christmas wishes. So this is a die that I got from Creative Expressions. This one is still available. I used a different one on the card from last week, and unfortunately, I'm having the hardest time. I found it on Amazon, but for a much higher price. I think it was like last year's model or something, so it's not as well known anymore. All right, so here is this one right here, and we're going to run it through our Xyron. I usually use my littler one, but it's hiding somewhere on my desk. My X. Okay, I don't know where it went, so we'll just use this. Okay, we're going to put it sideways, not so we don't use up as much of the adhesive. There we go. And then run that through. I don't want to try and use my tape runner for that because it would just rip the whole thing, but this just turns this whole thing into a sticker. Oh, it's got caught. Come on, pull through. Uh-oh, okay, let me. Technical difficulties. Oh no, I might have to die cut this. Sorry, it got jammed right here. My daughter was playing with this and she got it, so there we go. I think I got it. I'm about to die cut that because I just totally screwed this up. She got it all messed up. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I can pull this off. She was pulling things through and then she got the whole thing jammed. So we're just gonna, there we go. Fix-a-rooney that a little bit. So I didn't get the whole thing sticky. So we'll just run it through again. Easy peasy. Part of it's sticky, but not the whole thing, and that's not going to work. So let's just run that through again. So when she was messing around with it, she loves to play with stuff on my desk. Go. Well, I can't blame her. There are fun things. There we go. Okay. Ta-da. So what happened is that she didn't pull. I always kind of pull it out again so that it's just right there waiting for me, and then I can put the piece in and then pull it. And I just did it again to myself because I pulled it out. There it is. So it got kind of jammed right there. Just probably because of the way I tore it, or heck, I could have done it myself. All right, get the sticky on there. Peel off the top layer. Throw away on the trash. So if you're going to make a Christmas card. Oh, I was asking the question about the punches. Yes, you still have your punches. I love punches. Sometimes I use my basic shapes, but I have 2 boxes of Martha Stewart punches. I'm debating. Yeah, see, I have a whole bunch of those like border punches I use with scrapbook pages. I haven't pulled them out and used them in forever. And maybe it's because they're in a drawer and I'm not seeing them. I don't know. I'm like debating, do I want to keep them? Do I want to pass them on to somebody? What do I want to do with them? Where do I want to go? You know, it's that whole debate. You know, how long do you hang on to an item that you've had for a long time before you decide it's time to get rid of it because you haven't used it? Like what's the, is it 1 year before you just decide to go, I'm done? Is it, 2 years? But inevitably I will come across an item. I mean, maybe it's the size. That also depends on how long I decide to keep it. All right, I'm just organizing how I want this on here. So Christmas, there it is, Christmas wishes. So gorgeous. And then we're going to pop this up as well. So I have a little bit of my foam tape left and I'm going to put it on here. I'm just going to put this whole thing on here. Just like that. Oops. Doo-doo-doo. So I haven't, like I said, I haven't pulled them out in so long. But I don't know. They're not taking up they're taking up some space, and I could definitely use that drawer space for something else, but whatever. Oh, I forgot to do the stitching. I don't know. Do you think it needs the stitching? See, this is much lower, so there's a lot of extra space up here that I'm not sure if that bugs me. So see when the oval, or do I pop my oval up a little higher? Now I got to move this. I got a little bit of wiggle room, so put this back down. I don't like how it's not, do I pop this oval like that? I don't know, what do you guys think? That doesn't look too bad. Which one do you like better? I don't know. Now that I think that I moved the oval up, I think it's okay. I think it works. So then the question is, do I want to add the stitching? And I think I do. I think because it adds that color in, and I didn't do it to this one till after I put the stuff on either. So it's just a little light stitching. Just using a little Durant marker right now. Just a light faux stitching. I think it just adds, gives it an element that's not detracting from the focal point here, but it's something else that doesn't make the rest of the card look too plain. Because otherwise it feels like, oh, I need to put something in there. Well, no, I solved that problem. So just a little bit of faux stitch. It's my go-to when I feel like it needs one more thing. Faux stitching. And it pulls that other color in. So that's another nice thing. It's not just that one color on here, even though it's in the same color wheel and it's still part of that pattern and it still works. And there it is. Ta-da! Christmas cards in teal. Love it. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by. Links are down below. Measurements, I will put them up, but really it's easy. Fold half and half, half and half, half and half, and half and half, however you want to call it. More cards coming next week, along with other videos coming. And my Christmas card swap, where I show all the fun cards that have come from my Christmas card swap, which the deadline was last week, so I have all the cards in hand, except maybe one package that's coming from Bermuda. She actually sent cards from Bermuda. I think that's pretty awesome. So I will be doing my 25 Christmas card ideas videos coming soon. There's probably going to be 3 of those. They'll be coming on Saturdays over the next few Saturdays. You guys can get some great inspiration for some Christmas cards, not only from my Wednesday live card making, but also from the Saturdays. So I hope you guys can jump in and see those. Thanks so much for stopping by. Hit the subscribe button and like button and the notifications if you want to get notifications when I go on live every Wednesday. I try to be consistent, but today got a little bit late. But there's more people that got on today, so maybe later is better. I don't know. You guys tell me. All right. Thanks, everybody. And I'll see you guys again soon. Bye, everybody.